So Janice and Natanis, we've spent the last hour about kind of getting to know each other and talking about what's going on in your relationship and some issues, some problems. I'm curious, as we move forward and decide to continue this relationship, what are the top 3 things that you see that you would like to work on here in counseling?
Well, I have been accused of not listening very well, so maybe I should shut my mouth and maybe listen, because I know that that's a concern for you. And I just have a problem when she tells me, problems with her husband and her kids, and I feel like I have answers that could help her. But she doesn't seem very receptive, so I don't know how to make that a goal. I don't know.
Okay.
But I want you to listen, not solve it.
Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know how to do that yet.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to set as a goal?
Let me think about it for a minute.
Okay. What about you?
So when I tell you things that are going on, I want you to listen and not solve my problems. Sometimes I just need you to support and not feel like you can solve everything because you're my mom. And then when I tell you things that are going on with my kids, or I decide to do something with my kids and you don't agree with it, I don't really need you to tell me you don't agree with it. They're my kids. I want to raise them. I don't want to have to do it the way you did it.
Yeah. And that is just hard for me sometimes, because, I mean, not that I don't want to be overly involved, but I can kind of foresee things that maybe that she can't foresee, in the teenage years, and mistakes maybe that she's making with her children now. That it's not like I want to take over. It's just I want to warn her and say that might not be the best idea.
But they're my mistakes. Let me fix them.
Yeah. So help us set a goal for me to butt out and let her live her life. Set some boundaries.
Is there anything else? Because we've got some really great things here.
That's all I can think of right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I can synthesize that a little bit, what it sounds like is that we need to have terms of engagement in terms of what you decide when you are communicating with something, that you have differing sides of how you're going to go about doing that. So moving forward, what I would like to do with you is come up with some terms of engagement, talking about respectful behavior and what that looks like, talking about communication skills and leaving the lines of communication open where you are validated, listening and using maybe active listening skills, and remaining open to an invitation for feedback. So as we develop this terms of engagement, we will go through all of those different categories, and we will negotiate what you would like and what you would like, and hopefully leave the situation with a win-win situation, as well as something that both of you agree to. Because when you come to an agreement, then it's a point of accountability too. Okay, does that sound reasonable? Mm-hmm. So rules of engagement. The second thing is, more specifically, having a real good long discussion about boundaries and what boundaries are all about. It sounds like you haven't had a good, clear definition of what boundaries are between the two of you specifically. You may have an idea in your head as to what that means to you, but then how that means in the relationship, we need to really talk about that and define it and figure out what is going to work moving forward.
Okay.
Okay. And then I talked about rules of engagement and a lot of the terms in there, but I think a subcategory is really talking about what active listening is all about. You just want to be heard. You want to be able to go to your mom and say, hey, this is what's going on. You want her to hear you and validate you and not necessarily try to fix the situation, because you're a grown-up and you're fully capable. You just want mom's support.
Exactly.
Is what it sounds
Yeah.
like. So with those 3 things, our goals moving forward, does that sound okay?
Yeah, but just when she shares with me, things that her husband does that are annoying to her or that bother her, I don't know how to let that go. I don't know how to not hold a grudge against him treating my daughter, you know, in a way that I don't think is appropriate.
So should I not share that with her then?
That would be our discussion within our boundaries and what we want to discuss and what maybe we don't want to discuss. Maybe some on limits and off limits subjects. As well as, okay, maybe there's something that you do really want to talk about. You want mom's advice. Working within your boundaries that you set from the beginning can help you deal with that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about this all throughout. We'll do some role play. We'll work things out as we continue to work together. But at least we have our goal set for next week, session 2,
Mm-hmm.
and we can hit the ground running. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So now I guess we just need to set an appointment for next week.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Great.